All right, guys, we're live. Welcome to Market Mondays. Welcome to Market Mondays. In today's live stream, we're going to go over the market, and then we're going to talk about Nvidia because Nvidia's, they're doing earnings this week, so it should be very positive for AI plays. So yeah, let's take a look at the markets. Let's see how the markets is doing, and we'll get into some AI plays and some AI cryptos to see how they're doing. Let me share my screen. Give me just a sec here. All right, if you look at the market, the S&P is up a little bit and it's middle of the day, right? So I usually typically do the videos at the end of the day. But today I'm doing it in the middle of the day because I have today off. So yeah, it might change towards the end of the day how the indexes end up, right? So, but right now, the S&P is up, the Dow is down, the Nasdaq is up, the Russell is up, crude oil is down, and gold is up. All right. So let's take a look at some of these plays, right? Specifically Nvidia, and then I have an article here that I can go over, and we can talk about Nvidia and see where it might end up at the end of this week. All right, so it's up 25 bucks, right? 2.7%. And this is no surprise. Most likely people are anticipating earnings to come out pretty good. So I think Nvidia can go over 1,000 for the first time, in for the first time ever, right? 'Cause I don't think it ever broke 1,000, and a lot of people are thinking it could go to 1,300, 1,500 bucks by the end of the year. So at right now's price, that'd be a 50% gain. Not financial advice, but I honestly think it's a $10 trillion company. I think, within the next 5 years, you will probably see Nvidia close to $10 trillion, right? With the demand for chips and all that stuff and AI, I don't see Nvidia slowing down. So, but yeah, so it's up. Let's look at another one. Let's look at another play. Let's look at SMCI. It's another chip play. A little bit smaller, right? The market cap is 52.39, but if you remember, it had a big spike. I think it was the end of 2023. Going into 2024, SMCI had a huge spike from 272, all the way to 968 bucks. I mean, that's a huge spike. That's like 3 to 4 times your money. Now, obviously, to get in on that, it's probably going to be hard unless you had some insider information or unless you were keeping up with all the chip plays and things like that. But I haven't read too much up on SMCI, but and let's see, maybe I'll use Chat GPT to see what SMCI is. I know they're a chip company, but I want to see what they actually specialize in. What is SMCI company? All right. So I know what it stands for, but I'm just going to read out the definition, what ChatGPT gave me. It said SMCI stands for Super Microcomputer Inc., commonly known as Supermicro. It's a global leader in high performance, high efficiency server technology and innovation, founded in 1993 when I was born and headquartered in San Jose, California. So they've been around for a while, right? And it looks like most likely they have something to do with AI. The chips that they offer are probably going to a company that's offering AI, right? For to have this type of spike, I'm pretty sure that was the case. It says headquartered in San Jose, California. Supermicro specializes in designing, developing, and manufacturing service solutions for various markets, including data centers, cloud computing, enterprise IT, big data, high performance computing, and the Internet of Things. So it looks like they touch a lot of different areas and they provide microchips for these areas, right? So very important. Supermicro's product portfolio includes servers, storage systems, networking solutions with a strong emphasis on green computing and energy efficiency. And it's pretty big, right, with the ESG movement and things like that. The world is moving towards a more greener way of operating, right? The company is re, renowned for its building block solutions, which provides a flexible and comprehensive range of server configurations tailored to specific applications and industries. And I think this is kind of what Nvidia does too. Like their chips, they create chips, but they tailor those chips to whatever company is buying them. So, I think that's where a lot of the companies that you see shoot up, especially these semiconductor companies, is because they customize the chips to how their customers want it, right? Or their ability to do that. Supermicro's commitment to innovation and environmental sustainability has positioned it as a prominent player in the tech industry, particularly with the rise of AI and edge computing applications. So, like I said, like the recent spike in SMCI is most likely due to the AI stuff, right? The AI movement. And looking at the market cap, it's only 52.339 billion. That's a lot of market cap. It's not nothing to just look over, but compared to like if we go to TSM, and hopefully my microphone is working because last time it like turned off in the beginning of the stream, but then later on it picked back up. But I think it's working now. But if it's not, please let me know. All right. So TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. Oops. Let me move this. Yeah, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited. Um, so again, I was comparing the market cap to SMCI. Like I said, 59 billion is pretty big, but when you look at somebody like a TSM, they're 798 billion. You almost think like, okay, could SMCI get to half of the market cap of TSM, right? Or even a third of that? Will put it around 100 to 150 billion, which is double or triple the amount of market cap. And for it to do that, most likely would need some type of partnership. I'm not sure if SMCI is working with Nvidia right now, but if it's not, maybe some type of partnership with a company like Nvidia, or maybe I heard Elon is also trying to come out with a super app. I think he's trying to just change Twitter or X altogether. So and drive it more towards the AI, like AI feel, right? Because you see a lot of that with Instagram. If you go on Instagram and you go on the search bar right now, they have like the AI search feature. So it kind of, you type in something and it basically tries to predict what you're looking for or gives you other suggestions and things like that. So I think Google integrated that as well. But yeah, so again, if we go to SMCI right here, they have a list recently viewed, which is pretty cool. 52 billion, right? And then you go to TSM, and 797 billion. So you ask the question like, can SMCI get to a fraction of where TSM is, and could be potentially a good investment. All right, so let's look at another one. There was another one, ASML, I think it was. So I think this is like manufacturing, I believe. I think they create technology for like AI technology that helps people like warehouses move products a lot more efficiently. But yeah, let me actually I'll do a chat GPT search on ASML as well. What is ASML company? This the chat, I've recently downloaded the Chat GPT. I know they have the Chat GPT 4.0 that's a lot more smarter. But I mean, the free version is pretty nice. I might end up just getting the premium version because I think it's like 10 to 20 bucks a month, which is not that bad, especially for all the information it gives you, right? You just ask it anything and it gives you the thing. Oh, as soon as I said that, it didn't give me an answer for this. Let's see. Let's have, what is ASML? What does ASML company do? I know what it does. I just want a more in-depth description. Okay, so now it gave me what does ASML company do. All right, it says ASML Holding N.V is a leading company in the semiconductor industry specializing in the development and manufacturing of photolithography. I don't even know how to say that. Graphy, big word right there. Machines used in the production of integrated circuit chips. These machines are essential for the fabrication of semiconductors, enabling the creation of the intricate patterns on silicon wafers that form the component of microchips. So they specialize in the development of the chips, right? The machines that are used to make these chips. So again, it's like the picks and shovel plays of the AI, right? You don't need to be Nvidia, you don't need to be these top, but if you like companies like this, and this is worth 376 billion, so it's a pretty big company. But again, it's not as big as TSM, and you could say, okay, well, this is a very crucial part of how these chips are getting made. Can it reach a market cap of TSM? Can TSM reach a market cap of Nvidia? We know Nvidia is probably going to be going to 10 trillion. So can TSM take, get to over 1 trillion? Can ASML get to 1 trillion as well, right? 3 times. So these are all doubles and triples that people should look at when it comes to AI, in my opinion. All right. So yeah, those are the AI stock plays. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Let's look at Tesla. I always like to look at Tesla. Tesla's kind of AI, but not really. I mean, it is. It is an AI play, but it's more. It's like car technology, AI, all that together. All right. So it looks like Tesla's down. I think this is going to be a week for like I think Tesla will benefit because obviously the technology that goes into Tesla is AI driven and Elon is AI driven as well. So they'll probably benefit, but I think the plays that will benefit the most this week are obviously Nvidia because they're coming out with earnings. Most likely it's going to be positive, but a lot of AI stocks and a lot of AI cryptos. So the ones that we just went over, ASML, TSM, SMCI, obviously Nvidia, AMD. I need to check AMD. So AMD is doing pretty good too. They're all looking like they're about to, either make new highs or, make new highs because right now it's at 168. I think high is 194. I could see it going past 200. So it should be interesting to see that. All right, so let's look at crypto. Maybe we look at some crypto AI plays as well. All right, so if we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's at 68,000. I mean, it's been jumping, right? I think we're, like I said, I said last week, we're getting into that period after the halving where things just go parabolic, right? And I think the plays that are going to do the most are, like I said, those narrative plays. Those narrative plays are the AI plays, the like the Bitcoin layer twos, those plays and things like that. And what you need to do, like if you want to play those narratives, you definitely need to keep up with the project. Because like for instance, like the Bitcoin layer twos, for me the most the best project, the coin in that sector is Stacks, right? And I was following Stacks pretty closely, and I still do. But I was following on their Discord and things like that, and they were supposed to release the Nakamoto upgrade in the middle of May, right? I think they were like May 15th to May 29th. So that was a big catalyst for them because that upgrade was basically going to make the Stacks blockchain move a lot quicker. And basically, if you don't know, I mean, the layer two is basically so you can transact with Bitcoin and things like that in a fast way because you got to wait. Like if you transact on the regular Bitcoin layer, fees can get expensive and also it's slow confirmation, right? So basically, with the Nakamoto upgrade, Bitcoin layer two, it's going to be faster, cheaper, and it's people are going to want to transact on Stacks. Plus, you have all the rise in like ordinals, which are basically like the of NFT version on Bitcoin, right? Ordinals, runes, and all that stuff. So yeah, so basically, I said all that to say they were supposed to release in May 15, but then they came out with an announcement that the developers had to delay the release because they had to create some backup. Um, I don't know, it was something with the backup if something went wrong with the release, they were able to start over again without destroying the chain or something like that. So they have the release now for August 29th, right? So for me, since that's a leading play in the space, I don't think that it'll probably take off. Like obviously, if Bitcoin goes up to past 70,000 again, and then you have like some other narratives playing, I think it'll benefit. But I don't think the Bitcoin layer twos, those plays will pop off yet, since Stacks is leading that, which creates a opportunity because I think it's going to be the AI narrative that's going to pop off first. And if you could get into those plays, you can pick up the double or triple, and in some of those plays. And we'll look over some of those plays right now. And it's not investment advice. I'm just saying I think the AI narrative is going to take off first, and then we'll get other coins that take off. I think so. So AI narrative, Bitcoin layer two narrative, smart contract narrative, the top players like Solana, AVAX, Ethereum, that's going to be something that takes off. But you always want to, like, I'm always looking for narratives that are going to play out first. That way you can get gains from one place and then put them in another narrative that hasn't taken off yet. All right, so yeah, Bitcoin's at 68. It looks like it's bouncing back pretty nicely. If you look at the right too on the coin market cap, you have people commenting, and they said one person says this Bitcoin weekly bullish reversal looks extremely bullish. I mean, everybody. It's funny, you go in these chats and you see like everybody just has their own opinion. But once the chart starts going up, everybody's bullish. Once it starts to crash, everybody thinks it's gonna crash. So that's another tip, not to look at the chart and see, you know, not try not to follow. Try to stick with your original plan and try not to follow what other people are saying in the chat, because you definitely will lose some money trying to follow what everybody else is doing. All right. All right, so let's look at some other love stuff. Ethereum's bouncing back pretty good too. It's at 31. Again with the lawsuit and stuff like that. Okay, so let's look at some potential AI narrative coins that could run, or that could potentially benefit, right? So the first one is Render. And Render, basically they basically offer shared GPUs that people can basically use the power of other people's GPUs within their network. And specifically, I think they focus on rendering video, like 3D video, right? So making it easier to render high quality videos like 3D very quickly by leveraging GPU power from different places. So this is actually probably one of the number one players in the space. If we look at the chart, and I was watching this on Coin Bureau, and they were saying how render was in a massive cup and handle pattern, right? And for those of you who don't know what a cup and handle is, it's basically just like this, right? Like consolidates for a little, and then like you have like the handle of the cup, the handle right here, and then you have the cup, and it just goes parabolic. So we're kind of in something right like that right now. It's a massive cup and handle, and this crypto is at 4 billion, right? The AI space is so huge. I mean, you look at Nvidia, it's a 2 point something trillion, about to be a $3 trillion company pretty soon. And this is 4 billion, right? So I mean, there's a lot of room to run, especially it being the number one coin as far as GPU sharing. All right, there's another one called a Cash that does the same thing. I'm trying to see if there's any other. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more GPU sharing, but that was the one. Those are the ones that catch my attention. Akash is 66, and I'm not gonna say whether I'm invested in any of them. I could be. Well, I'll say this: I am invested in one of them, but I won't say which one, just so I don't have people trying to do everything I do. Let's see. I think Filecoin too with the storage. I think with all the GPU power that needs to be used, I think storage is going to be some decentralized storage is going to be something. But Filecoin, I mean, it ran up before and it dumped. I mean, if you look at the run that it did, $21 to 186. I mean, that's like, yeah, like 8-9 times your money, right? So, and you can see right after that, people just sold down, and who knows if it's coming back. It's probably something I would not get into, but it's one of those things where you definitely need to look out for. If you're in the crypto space, storage is going to be something that people look to use, especially decentralized storage. All right, let me see what else. Avalanche, it's for me, it's a really good project too. I think it's way undervalued, not financial advice. I think Chainlink is going to do really well this crypto bull market. Like I said, I don't think anything has gone up yet. And what else? Near Protocol. Okay, so Near Protocol 2 is AI driven as well. Are they focused on AI? And they remember the creator of Near Protocol was at the keynote speaking event for Nvidia. All right, this is at 8 billion. So who knows? Who knows the potential of all these things? And let's see at the top. Okay, so at the top, it was 10 billion, the most. I guess that was the most. 10 billion was the most it reached at its all-time highs. Yeah, but I'm really Near protocols. I think it's going to do really good, but it's not something I'm focused on. All right. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I think it's going to be a big week for a lot of these AI-related crypto plays. So definitely look out for that, along with the stocks that we just looked over. Definitely take a look at those. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at this article. It says market braces for Nvidia earnings. What to know this week. It says stocks have once again ended a trading week having hit new records. Signs of an inflation cool down prompted markets to grow more optimistic about the prospect of Federal Reserve interest rate cuts, and stocks rallied as a result, with all three major averages hitting record highs on Wednesday. Remember, we saw the Dow go over 40K. I'm not sure if it hit 40K this year again and dipped down and it just crossed back over, but 40K is a big number. Uh, if you remember, and somebody was saying this in one of the videos I was watching, but they were saying, the S&P is at 5,000, but they were saying when the S&P was at 1,000, people was like, oh, it's never going to cross over 2,000. And then like 10 years later, we're at 5,000, right? So every time you think, oh, something can't go higher, it was almost like for with Bitcoin when it was at 1,000, people were saying it was overpriced, right? It'll never get to 2,000, 3,000, then it goes up to 20,000, right? So, and then from 20,000 to 60,000. And I think people now are more, have their eyes open that things could reach higher levels, especially if it's a quality company, a quality asset that people want to hold. There's no reason why in 5 to 10 years it won't make new highs. All right, so it says for the week, the Nasdaq rose more than 2%, while the S&P popped more than 1.5%. The Dow Jones Industry Average gained more than 1%, closing above 40,000 for the first time ever on Friday. Okay, so it's the first time ever they went over 40,000. I'm pretty sure people were saying when it was at 10,000, people were like, oh, I can't see it coming. I can't see it going. In the week ahead, highly anticipating earnings results from Nvidia are expected to be the key catalyst for markets. Results from Target, Palo Alto Networks, and Lowe's will also be closely tracked by investors. The week is expected to be quieter on the economic front, with updates on activity in the manufacturing service sectors, as well as the final reading for consumer sentiment for May on tap. Minutes from the Fed's May meetings are also expected on Wednesday afternoon. Minute by minute. April's reading of the Consumer Price Index showed core prices, which stripped out the more volatile costs of food and gas, rose 3.6% over last year, the lowest annual rise in 3 years. So it's positive, right? That it still grew, but it was lower than last year. This prompted investors to price in 2 full interest rate cuts this year for the first time since early April. So yeah, so the the rise in cost of food and gas and things like that went up, but it was lower than last year. So now people are bringing back the suggestion that, okay, Fed might introduce 2 full rate interest cuts this year, and the market's becoming a lot more optimistic. The move brings the market closer in line with the Fed's projection of the 2 or 3 interest rate cuts at some point this year. BMO Capital Markets Chief Investment Strategy Brian Bileski listed investors' alignment with the Fed on interest rate cuts as a reason supporting his call for the S&P to end 2024 at 5,600 and increase less than 7% from Friday's close. All right, so expecting the S&P to close at 5,600 for the year. The minutes from the May FOMC meeting should sound more hawkish on the margin than Chair Powell's present conference. The minutes from Bank of America U.S. economist Gab wrote in notes to clients, the Powell signaled the bar for hikes is high, and that standing. Wait, what did he say? No, Powell signaled the bar for hikes is high, and that standing pat is the proper response to disinflation stalling out. Others on the committee were more concerned about whether policy was doing enough. All right, so he says it's the minutes from the meeting sound more hawkish. I'm not sure if he's saying it sounds more hawkish than what he was actually saying, because people were saying it sounded more dovish. The bulls are on the run. Bileski's year-end target punt was followed by another forecast raise on Friday. Deutsche Bank chief equity strategist Binky Chadha boosted his year-end target for the benchmark to 5,500 to 5,100. Wait, he boosted his year-end target for the benchmark to... Okay, yeah. So it went from 5,100 to 5,500. The way they wrote it confused me. Chad Hawk cited robust earnings growth and improvement macroeconomic outlook as recent stocks could keep moving higher. We see earnings cycles having plenty of legs, Chad said, While all the growth may not materialize this year, we see market confidence in a continuing recovery rising by year end and supporting equity multiples. BM Capital issues the highest S&P year-end forecast yet. All right, so if you see this list right here, it's you know, people looking or people forecasting what the S&P will finish like at the end of the year. And BMO is predicting the highest at 5,600. You have Wells Fargo at 55. JP Morgan's at 42. Citi's predicting at 51. Morgan Stanley 54. Bank of America 54. So, you know, we do have some people that are not as bullish as others. Nvidia's big report. AI leader Nvidia is set to report earnings after the closing bell on Wednesday, capping off the reports from the America's tech giants. Expectations are once again sky high for the chip maker. Analysts expect Nvidia grew earnings by more than 400% the prior quarter, while revenue increased 242% per Bloomberg consensus data. That's big. That's big gains, right? And if that once that gets solidified, I think the market's going to run. And like I said, those take a look at those AI stocks that we were looking at earlier and those AI cryptos. We see enough room for Nvidia to post FQ1E April revenue potentially as high as 26 billion, data center 22 to 23 billion, and potentially guide to 27, 28 billion total revenue. Both good enough to keep the stock bias higher. In our view, UBS analyst Timothy Akuri wrote in a note to clients previewing the earnings release. The stock is up more than 86% in 2024 and more than 200% over the past year since Nvidia kicked off the AI hype train with its blow-off earning report in May 2023. Given how Nvidia's stock has impacted other potential AI plays and the broader market as a whole, all eyes will be on whether the company can once again live up to the hype, which it looks like it's going to do. So we'll see. Right now, you see the price ticking at 949. So we'll see, you know, what it does. The expansion of AI trade, Nvidia's update on its emerging technology, blah, blah, blah. All right. I think that's pretty much it for that. We can, let me get rid of this. FaceTime. All right, yeah, so basically, NVIDIA is coming out with earnings this week. If you have AI assets in your portfolio, make sure you're taking a look out for that. Make sure you're paying attention. And what did they say? It was going to be the 22nd, so it should be Wednesday. They'll come out with earnings. And I expect up into that point that you're going to see prices go up, right? Because I think by tomorrow, end of day tomorrow, beginning Wednesday, people already know what's going on. I'm not sure what the policy is for people to trade or people that are inside the company to trade, but maybe they have other people trading for them. So you're going to see the price move in a certain way, and but most people are expecting earnings to be very positive for Nvidia. And if that plays out, a lot of those plays that we talked about are going to do very well. But all right, that's pretty much it. This is probably one of my longest Market Mondays. I'll probably start doing them longer. I'm going to try to start doing an hour. A lot of people do their live streams for an hour, and I could do it for an hour as well if I just talked about other stuff. But usually I like to just give an overview of the market and then just pick an article out and talk about talk about what's going on currently in the market. And this week, it's Nvidia earnings, it's AI plays, and we'll see how that translate in market prices. But nonetheless, I'll see you guys in the next one, and take care.